You've probably seen and heard a lot about the new Jaguar F-Type, and it really is a wonderfully evocative sports car. But how would it compare in a track battle against arguably the most capable convertible sports car money can buy? The Porsche 911. So let's start with the 911. So if the 911 Carrera Cabriolet is the benchmark Cabriolet sports car, let's see how it compares to the F-Type. Now obviously we've got a Carrera 4, and in all honesty a Carrera 2 is slightly closer on price to the F-Type. We couldn't get a Carrera 2, so we're using the 4, but in a way it's quite a good test because we've got the polar opposite of the Jaguar. Obviously the Jaguar's front engine, rear wheel drive, bit of a muscle car. Now we've got 4-wheel drive, massive German efficiency. We're going to see which one comes out on top on the track. But it might be a little bit closer than you think because the Porsche's actually got 95 horsepower less than the Jaguar and a chunk less torque. But it has got one big advantage. Even with all the 4-wheel drive stuff, it's 130 kilograms lighter than the Jaguar. So could be quite an interesting close battle. So let's come round, start to do a little bit of heat into the tyres, warm the cars, get it ready for the start of the lap. Obviously we've got the optional PDK system, and that's really good on track, really fast blip. Works really well with PDK. And straight away the thing you really notice about the 911 is it doesn't feel like you're in a convertible. There's not even a hint of twist in the chassis. It feels, unless you're driving back to back, to me it feels every bit as rigid as the coupe. Really good through that high speed, change the direction. And we're going to come round now and start the lap very shortly. Second gear for this last couple of corners. And now we're going to come to the last corner and we're going to start the lap. So we've got the stability control systems turned off, but to be honest there's very little intervention even when they're not turned off. Sports exhaust is on, we've got the dampers in the sportiest setting. Second gear into here, the Porsche is just amazing on the brakes. Really good for that lane change of direction. There's a lot of change of direction going there. And here we've got a long left hander where there's a lot of load where you're hard on the power and the car's hardly any understeer, not even a hint of oversteer. And here braking just about the 400 metre board, over 100 miles an hour when we get on the brakes. Hard into the apex, it's just awesome. No problem at all with traction. Third gear, really nice fast crisp shift with the PDK. PDK's got quite long ratio, so this corner's second gear, even though it's a quite a fast corner. If honestly you want to probably be on third on the way in, but if you go in on third on the way in, the one problem with the PDK is it will kick down up between the corner, so actually better to stay in second, third on the exit. Really high speed change of direction here, and this with the 911 is so good through there. That's way over, nearly 100 on the exit, hard on the brakes, down the second gear, into the apex, so good. And then it's just such a planted car. Last corner, keep it tidy into the last corner, traction again, awesome, and across the line. Just really hits all the spots as a driver's car. This is obviously the V8S, so it's the top of the range. But having driven the Porsche is just so planted and so stable under braking, such good at changing direction. I think the Jaguar's going to have its work cut out against the lap time, against the clock. It's a very different matter. It's a showboat. I mean, the Jaguar, as you can see, loads of torque, 625 Newton meters of torque, so a load more torque than the Porsche. Definitely not slow in a straight line, but obviously only rear-wheel drive, and it's heavier than the Porsche, so it puts a premium on braking, makes it hard to deliver that power to the road. I mean, obviously I'm playing around on this first lap, but this car is such a joy to play around with. It's beautifully balanced, but when it comes to extracting a lap time, you've got to be smooth. Going sideways isn't going forward, so it's not fast. So we can have a little bit of fun on this lap. So let's go through here, a little bit of fun. And just there, like, just holding the car. It's a big, long, massive slides. I think we'll have plenty of heat in the rear tyres as we come to start the fast lap. You know, it's great fun and it makes an amazing noise. But this is the moment of truth. Let's see whether we can drag a lap time out of the Jaguar and what it's like against the four-wheel drive 911 against a stopwatch. Okay, I mean, right, time to smooth it out a bit now. So, round the last corner and accelerating across the line. Automatic gearbox, obviously not a double clutch gearbox, but it's fast enough. Not quite as razor sharp as the Porsche's gear change, but it's pretty good. Into here, it's just a little bit, doesn't change direction quite as well as the Porsche. Obviously got engines in the front, bit of understeer there because I'm obviously quite smooth with the power. Not too bad. No lack of straight line speed down here. I had to brake a bit earlier than the Porsche. Obviously front engine, so the nose dives a little bit, but pretty stable. Just trying to be smooth with the power. It's very hard to get out there without any oversteer. Up to fourth gear. Down to third gear. Now we're a gear up through some of these corners compared to the Porsche. That's largely because of the differences in the gearbox more than anything else. Entry speed's actually a little bit slower in the Jaguar. Trying to balance the power. Trying not to go too sideways. Oh, just a little bit of oversteer on the exit. High speed change of direction. Ooh, you fighter. It's a bit oversteery through there compared to the Porsche. Hard on the brakes. It's good fun, this car, but I've got a feeling it's not going to be rivaling the 911 when it comes to lap time. It just doesn't have the traction when you're really trying to hook up a lap time, but it's immensely good fun. And what's the benchmark? These sports cars are chalk and cheese. The Jaguar is all about noise, grunt and power slides, whereas the Porsche is about poise and precision. But in their own way, each is fantastic. But what isn't in doubt is that if you want to be fastest against a stopwatch, you're going to need the Porsche 911.